Hey guys, Chad Tracy back here with another video. I had 18 and a half years in New Jersey Department of Corrections before I was terminated after two officers conspired to get me fired. They said that I used two derogatory words and I threatened to beat them up. So here we are today, 5.5 years later, still fighting for our job. Well, my job, I should say. So, excuse me. So what happened was I got that little letter. A friend had emailed it to me or sent over to me, and I received it. So after I received it, I did respond. I did contact my attorney immediately. I contacted the union, and I also contacted Miss Daniels. Miss Daniels is the head of Internal Affairs, or SID, in Department of Corrections. Reach out to the union May 15th. Reach out to Miss Daniels May 16th. I heard back from the Internal Affairs gentleman to meet up May 17th. And him and I had met up a couple days later, and we spoke along with another investigator and I believe two others that were there, or at least one other that I took on, that I noticed, which is great. They took down a letter. They recorded. I recorded, although they didn't want me to, but it is what it is. They can't touch it. They can't pat search it. And, you know, it is what it is, guys. So I sat back for many months. It is now September 9th. And I had to wait for things to come to fruition and for them to investigate, and which I did. So I sat there and, just rubbing my hands, anticipating and when I could talk about this, because, this is major. It's pretty interesting that these individuals would go this far to try to expose me. But guys, you can't expose someone that is not afraid of the truth. As far as me being a coward. So if anybody wants to look up the definition of being a coward, right? It says a person that lacks courage to do or to endure dangerous or unpleasant things. Coward. So for the last 5 months, I've been doing these videos. This hasn't been unpleasant or could be dangerous. When I say to you guys where I work out Monday through Friday at 9 p.m., and I even wear this shirt, right? So I'm not hard to miss when I'm in the gym. This is my outfit when I go in. So it's not like you'll know who I am, right? So every night, Monday through Friday, I'm at the gym, 9 p.m., Cherry Hill, Edge Fitness. It doesn't change. That's my schedule. That's how it's been for, last year or so. But I am the coward. So, they put in there a lot of things. Listen, I had 4 charges during my whole career. Actually, one of them that wasn't. So technically it was only 3. So with that being said, hey, listen, if they're the charges, I guess I'm not doing too bad, right? I mean, let's call it what it is. I mean, there's people in there that have a rap sheet like you wouldn't believe, like on a street rap sheet. But anyways, it says here the whole, he's whomever, I can't say he or she, but it says I'm not a victim. And I never portrayed that I am a victim, right? I said that I contributed to this also. I should have been smarter. I should have never got involved or indulged with these two individuals. But unfortunately, I did. It's a life lesson. You learn, you move on, right? So, they talk about my child, having a child on the side, crash a state vehicle, my weapon being stolen, um, I kicked somebody else, I blame the heart attack, and then they say steroid abuse, and then violence, um, uh, domestic violence, um, and I guess that was with my son, which is not true, guys. That part is not true at all. So, steroid abuse is not true. None of this stuff is true. But we're going to entertain it because you know why? Because I'm not afraid of it. See, when you start going out on people in DOC and you start exposing them for what they are, they got their feelings hurt a little bit. And if they're going to say coward, which is not the right word for it, I would probably say bully. But that's what the problem is. There's so many uneducated people in Department of Corrections that they can't even use the proper verbiage. But hey, it is what it is. So, I just couldn't wait to talk about this stuff because this is exactly what I've been saying the whole time to New Jersey DOC is that the harassment, although I haven't worked there in, I don't know, 6 years, right? The harassment still continues. It continues now, and it most recently continued with a post on Facebook, on a channel, or in a private group. Listen, guys, when you guys violate the social media policy, listen, it's going to be brought forth and it's going to be put out there. It's just the way it is. Listen, you guys got to do what you guys got to do, and I respect it. I mean, listen, when I seen it, I was like, yes, right? Yes. Like, I anticipated something a lot sooner than this. And this is weak. I mean, it didn't hurt my feelings to go kick somebody or anything like that, like as you guys had pointed out. I actually encourage it, and thank you for me taking mind space in your head for as long as I have been, and continue to watch, guys. I appreciate it. Although this stuff is not true, and I am a coward, but I stand behind this video, and I make videos so you know which way it's coming. I don't hide behind anybody like you do. You posted it all around RHU, at SEG Unit, at Garden State, as to it wasn't going to get back to me. The people that found it did report it to their supervisor. That supervisor on that particular day was actually one of the witnesses for the second individual. And the person that, the second person was off that day. So it's convenient that it was posted around when he was off. But what's also convenient is that one piece of shit major that I continuously talk about came in early that day to pretty much harass the officers on third shift, because let's be honest, guys, he doesn't do anything other than that, or he chases women. And I can't believe he still has a job. So do I think he has something to do with this as far as that major? I absolutely do. I firmly believe in my heart that he distributed it that day or that morning, and he handed out to certain individuals that he is tight with on third shift to get it passed around. That supervisor, that worked. When it was presented to him, he didn't do his job to write it up, confiscate, write it up, and send it to administration, in which that's what he's supposed to do. Also, the PBA rep, or the person that did find it didn't do his job either. His job is to not throw things away or get rid of it. He's supposed to write that stuff up, and he's supposed to turn it in and do his due diligence and do his job. But listen, guys, you can't. He was trying to get it thrown away and taken care of so a certain individual didn't see it, which I get. But if you're gonna do your job, you gotta do your job all the time, not when it's selectful. But it is funny. I appreciate it. But I'm definitely not no coward. I stand behind this. If anybody's a coward, is a person that wrote this, because let's call it what it is, guys. If I'm a coward, I would be blocking my face, talking behind, disguising my voice, the whole 9 yards. But I'm not doing that. You know exactly where it's coming from. You know exactly where I am. But that's the problem in DOC, that people hide behind other people and are afraid to confront other people, or they lie, they cheat, they steal. But there was another instance too when years ago that one individual, and that individual is a person that was at a person's retirement party, Donahue, and we talked about this, guys. I had him in one of my videos. He's now a sergeant, and he's one of the most racist guys in there, but he disguises it very well with his, I think he had the red, black boots, and everybody was saying that they're like Hitler boots and all that kind of good stuff, and that represents exactly who he is. That is the individual that threatened me in front of people and tried to provoke me into doing things. But all he wanted to do was make a scene in front of people, because if he had any kind of balls, he would have done it in a stairwell as him and I were passing at the retirement party. That person was asked to leave. Well, actually not asked. He was told to leave. But meanwhile, he had his 2 sons with him, and God bless his sons. I'll tell you that. Because he left, and he was drunk, like sloppily drunk. And he left with his 2 sons. I mean, who brings their sons to a bar for retirement? That just goes to show you what kind of person he truly is. I can tell you this, guys, that I've never brought my kids to a bar, and or when I went out with my kids, did I take any kind of drinks or sips of alcohol or got high or anything like that. There's a sense of responsibility that you got to take for your kids, and that just goes to show you too. He's also a woman beater. He beat 2 of his girlfriends, and there's been domestic, from my understanding, from what I heard from his friends, with his new wife now. So I guess only time will tell with that individual. That individual tried to send something to my house prior to all this, and he was talked down by the majors that were there. He said, "Nah, don't do that. That's some coward shit. Blah, 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 blah." And fortunately for him, he never did it, because I knew exactly when he was talking to him and when he was going to do it. And I just left it on the wraps for an occasion that, I would see him. But he's a big mouth. He's a fake-ass tough guy. And everybody thinks he's their friend, but he actually talks about everybody behind their back. So there you go, guys. It was actually, I appreciate the effort in that. I really do. I mean, I was excited. I loved it. I anticipate more. But if you're going to do it, guys, just show your face. So at least I can respect you. and say, damn, you got a set of balls because you did do it, and hey, yeah. But when you do stuff like that, this is what cowards do. That's exactly what it is. I'm not the coward because I'll stand in your face, tell you what I'm going to do, and then do it. Just like I do now. So, this was reported. Our New Jersey DOC, or your New Jersey DOC, since I'm technically terminated, DOC had investigated it, and they came up there with their conclusion, and it's not over. Beware, it's an open investigation. So, listen, guys, that's it. Enjoy your time. I'll be making another video this upcoming week about the tower exchange. What the fuck is going on, and who's in charge at Garden State? Because I can tell you that piece of shit lieutenant needs to go. Now, excuse me, that piece of shit major needs to go. That piece of shit lieutenant that I guess, you know, he's been humbled, right? Because somebody had passed in his family. And I say this to that person's sister, all due respect, sir. That lieutenant is a piece of shit, and he's been cheating on her for years. And now he wants to be humbled. He was humbled when people brought, or almost charges, or EED was brought against him and the other administrator when they were both at Wagner. And he was harassing, they were both harassing somebody over medication. He wanted to know what kind of medication that person was taking and why they were going out to their cars and all the other bullshit. And then when EED from the state came in, not, well, it was EEOC from the state came in, not our EED, which is a entity of DOC, and they still follow or mimic each other what they want. So it's not an open and honest investigation within. So, and you know who I'm talking about. I believe he's the shift commander. He's the one that was, I think he got popped for coke, and he ended up beating it, somehow, some way. And then you guys want to know how he got so skinny so fast, and he had some toe problems most recently. So if that doesn't hit the nail on the head, yeah, you're a piece of shit. And I'll say it to your face, and I don't say things behind your back. So anybody that picks on women to get to somebody else, that's what a coward is. It's exactly what a coward is. All right, guys, that's it. Let's go with the towers at Garden State. What the fuck is going on there? Mr. Holmes, what are you doing? What are you doing?